G'day everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the beautiful town of Walhalla. We are visiting the Walhalla Goldfields Tourist Railway. I know it's been a while since I posted, but we're back in action. So let's get straight into the video. Roll the intro. The Walhalla Railway line was the 2'6" narrow gauge railway and the last of the 4 narrow gauge lines to be opened in Victoria. Located in the Gippsland area, this 44-kilometre line ran from Moe to the former gold mining town. Construction of the line began in 1904 and wasn't finished until 1910. This was because of the difficult mountain terrain to be dealt with. Only after a year of the railway had been fully opened, the Long Tunnel Extended mine had closed, and 3 years after the rival Long Tunnel mine closed in 1914, this left the town in a collapse of population. But the interesting narrow gauge line remained and in the years brought more people to the area, but soon to come to an end. The railway closed in sections from 1944, with the final section from Moe to Erica closed on the 25th of June 1954. The tracks and buildings were removed by 1960. Gold was first discovered in Walhalla in 1862, and for nearly 50 years, the town produced plenty of the precious metal, approximately 72 tons of gold, which is estimated to be worth around 14.26 billion in today's market. The Long Tunnel Extended gold mine alone produced 13.7 tons, worth about 1.3 billion in today's terms. The Long Tunnel Extended mine, which is now open to visit as part of a tour guide, which I also did today on my visit, and the Walhalla Tourist Railway began operation as we know it today with 4 kilometers of track in 2002. So let's see what it's all about. So up in the hills here at Walhalla Station is where we will be boarding. You can purchase tickets at the desk and have a look at the reception room, get a look at the model railway, some old photos up on the walls, and even buy a souvenir if you want to. As we step out onto the platform, we get a look at today's locomotive, the Spirit of Yallourn, an 060 Fowler diesel locomotive, built in England by John Fowler & Co. in Leeds, 1951. The locomotive was donated to the Walhalla Goldfields Railway after the interconnecting railway closed in 1995 between Yallourn and Morwell, which was also its original use. And if you're waiting to go on your trip or if you've just come back from one, you can also wind down in the cafe called The Good Shed. Perfect use for The Good Shed. We are boarding the 12 o'clock train, so strap in and let's get ready to ride this railway for the first time. After crossing the famous Thompson's Bridge, we arrive at Thompson Station, where we get off. The train will go back into the sidings, shut the consist, come back to the front, and then depart with new passengers, which can also do a one-way trip from Thompson down towards Walhalla, or vice versa, from one-way trip from Walhalla to Thompson. But we will be getting off, having a quick look at the locomotive shunting around, which they also have a cafe if you want to buy a snack, a drink. They have other souvenirs in there as well for you to purchase, and yeah, just kill a little bit of time while the train runs around and gets ready for the return trip. So I'll take it into the cafe and let's have a look what's inside. Apart from the food and the snacks and a drink if you need to buy any, we have plenty of photos and history and documentation about the railway. Plenty of line diagrams for you to have a look at, including this one, which is from Erica to Walhalla, with plenty of old photos, framed pictures of other locomotives traversing the line as well, and the historical old photos of the NAs when they used to run here back in the day. Some of these photos are just absolutely surreal. You couldn't even make out some of the landscape that is the same area. Obviously, they were cutting down a lot of trees for the area, and it's become unrecognizable to what it is today, full of life and full of trees, and the NA locomotives working the line back in the day. Great to see a lot of them surviving and still working at PBR, including the G42 Garrett. As we wait for the locomotive to pull into the platform, we just walked over to see the Thompson Bridge, get a few photos and just enjoy the landscape. So we are back on the train heading to Walhalla on the return journey, and very quickly this became one of my favorite tourist railways. The views, the scenery, just absolutely incredible. The tall trestles, you just don't have another tourist railway that's like this one. And the narrow gauge line is so beautiful. I love the scenery, the way that the creek is right next to the railway line and you're just hanging on the edge of a cliff on this line. It's just absolutely surreal, very beautiful, very scenic, and yeah, has quickly become one of my favorites. I would highly recommend coming up here. It's so worth your trip, and if you do come out here, make sure you hang around, check out the town, check out the gold mine, and do all the goodies that you can do in the area. Actually, one of the coolest bits on the return journey was heading over this bridge, and the loco had slowed right down for you to just sit back, relax, enjoy the view, and really take in the absolute scenery that we have here in the Walhalla region. Alright guys, that was my first time visiting the Walhalla Goldfields Railway. What an absolute beautiful railway. A lot of scenery, some beautiful bridges, some really tall and beautiful bridges, fantastic railway, and great to meet more fantastic volunteers. So as usual, if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and follow me on all my social medias. They will be in the description below. So we will see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.